Good morning, everybody. My name is Jody. My husband, David John, and I have a small farm in the panhandle of North Idaho. Here we grow Chinese crested geese. Hopefully we'll be having babies from them this year. We raise Muscovy ducks. Every year we get babies from them. We have 3 heritage turkeys, 1 Tom and, or I should say Jake, since he hasn't had babies yet. Jake and 2 hens. Shadow and LeBron's are my hens. And a barnyard mix of chickens for right now. We'll be transitioning to, originally our favorite breed of chicken was the Russian Olaf. So we will be transitioning this year to straight Russian Olaf to help preserve that rare breed of chickens. We also have a pretty intense garden and a seedling business. So let's go in and look at what we've already done on the remodel of the greenhouse to make it more energy efficient and warmer on the cold nights, because right now it's 50 and climbing, even though there's still snow and ice on the ground. Let's go in and look at the greenhouse. But as you see, the greenhouse is a little bit of a construction zone mess. But over here on this wall, we have gone along and taken the decking off for now. Every joint we've gone through and added this 2x4 to staple the greenhouse plastic to. We will be putting insulation down here, but have this all sealed up on this side. We will be sealing up the roof and over there. Have to pull all of that back wall off and get insulation on. We've got this side over here plasticed. And even though these guys don't look all that great, there is life down in there. So have to go through, it's like this one did really good through the winter. So right now, like I was saying, it's 50 degrees outside. In here, it is 61. So just getting that wall there sealed up has increased the temperature in here by 10 degrees from what it is outside. So getting the rest of this, and we will have to be putting the shade cloth up just because it does get so hot in here when the sun comes out and starts beating down on it. And it will be plenty warm enough for if I had my tomatoes out here and peppers, they would love it. But the brassicas, which are the first ones to come in here, it would be way too hot and they would just bolt. So let's go down to the seed shed and show you I made a mistake on in there. So I actually made 2 mistakes when we transplanted the tomatoes. As you see, really puny looking, but trying. We took them straight from the germination table and transplanted them. They barely had any root growth going on, so had major transplant shock, and then I overwatered them. So did have a loss of a few. Some of them are doing really good. Like that guy looks really good. Some of them are struggling, so hopefully they're gonna pull out of it. So with the peppers, the bigger ones, even though they're looking really good, whoa, they really don't have any roots coming out, so I'm just taking them off the germination table and have them under intense light to hopefully really get the roots growing. And I did pick up some B1 for when we transplant the peppers themselves, because B1 is a vitamin that helps reduce transplant shock. And over on the germination table, show you what I've got on that. Need to get some more stuff going. But over here, I've got my basils coming up, and I'm leaving them on the germination table until they get a couple true leaves. So have some more tomatoes here. 21. I have thyme back there. And more tomatoes, and then I have some peppers right here. Half flat of peppers under this lid. This is that salsa mix plants, and I do have tomatoes that are starting to pop on it, both types of tomatoes, so that's looking good. And as far as the home saved seeds that are on the germination table, I do have some in that one, 69. Gonna have to look and see which that one is. Starting to come up, but nothing on the other ones. The ones that are starting to sprout are the, and I just had it, the orange and yellow sweet bell pepper seeds that I saved. But on the experiment one, which was 69, don't see anything yet. And one trick that you definitely want to do if you're going to be reusing, especially your germination trays, is you want to wash them and then sterilize them. Went through and washed this stack of trays and soaked them in bleach water for about 5 minutes, and then rinse them off and let them air dry, and then they're good to go. I've done the same thing on these plastic pots from last year. Part of it is trying to throw less plastic into the landfill, and another part, if you didn't know this, plastic is one of those things that have been affected by the quarantine and the shutdowns, so plastic companies are running out of the pellets that they need to make this kind of stuff, so definitely don't want to throw away what can be reused plastic wise. So gotta get more seeds started and get my little mini rose that I got for Valentine's Day. Even though it looks sad, it's because we had it in the house and it got too warm and dropped all its leaves. But it has put on a bunch of new growth. Need to get it transplanted into a bigger pot individually, so it will be ready to go in the ground this spring. So on the little mini roses, they usually come 5 in a 6-inch pot. One of them didn't make it, but these other 3 look really good. So just gonna pull them apart, gently pull them apart, trim off the dead growth, and get them repotted. And like right here, you can see where there was a flower and it's died back, but there's green growth there. So just prune it right above the green growth. Same thing on this one. So there, got a good healthy start. And that's the one that didn't make it. And then when you plant them back in, you want to plant to the level that they were in the pot originally. And lightly tamp the soil down so you don't get too much shrinkage. But there, I've got a pretty little rose. Get these other 3 transplanted, and I will be taking them up to the greenhouse after I'm all done. So there, I've got the 4 mini roses. And I am going to mix up a gallon of the B1 transplant chalk to water these guys in since I have it. It's not going to hurt anything. So get these guys watered in and up to the greenhouse, and then I'll be back down to get some seeds started. And this extra soil from when I pulled the plants apart, I'm not going to reuse it in here. It'll just get dumped out onto the garden right outside the door, which is really nice and convenient. So got my mess cleaned up. Got the table, germination table, completely filled back up, and now I'm going to go down to the house, and I've got a bunch of the plastic pots to get sanitized for up potting. So let's go down to the house. So this part of getting the pots ready to be cleaned is kind of labor intensive and little time consuming. I should have last summer done this outside to have them already ready, But since I didn't, I'm gonna get it done now. So I just take the old dirty pots, bang off the loose dirt into the garbage can, and then they go into the sink to be washed and sanitized. So I went through and pre-rinsed all the pots. Now I've got the soapy water and warm water to give them a wash. Then I'll drain the sinks, rinse them out, refill them up with the bleach and the rinse water. They will soak in the bleach for about 5 minutes and they'll be good to plant. Now, got a stack of pots behind me ready to be replanted. So make sure, help the environment, reuse, sanitize and reuse your old pots. It's good for the earth and good for you. That's where I'm going to end today's video. I hope you have a good day and a good week, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.